Hey guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you all of the books that I've read recently and then my TBR list for the month of September that's coming up. Oh no, we're in September now, it's the 2nd of September. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys that and I hope you enjoy, so let's get into it. So the first book that I read is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This follows a guy who is super in love with a girl in his village and he decides that he wants to prove his love to her by going and getting a fallen star that they see fall together. So this book follows him on his journey to find this fallen star. He goes through a lot of lands, a lot of mystical creatures and a lot of cool people meet him along the way. Yeah, so it's a really nice fairy tale. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because there are little weird bits in it that I just like kind of, I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I much preferred the film. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the Stardust film. And I was hoping it would be like the film, but it's actually quite different from it. But I mean, generally it was alright, but it wasn't my favourite book ever. So that's that one. The next is Reaper Man by Terry Pratchett. So if you know me, you know that Terry Pratchett is my favourite author. I particularly like the books he wrote that feature death in it, which is this book, he's inside this. So Death is, you know, a Grim Reaper character, and he is told at the beginning of the book that he will no longer be doing the job as Death. So he ends up going to live his life and then the world kind of turns upside down because nothing is dying and nothing is going on to an afterlife. And so the whole book follows the journey of that. I read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I probably don't have to tell you what this book's about, but for the sake of the video, it's about a mad genius scientist who is a little bit obsessed with life, and he becomes obsessed with creating life through science, and he creates this monster. And the monster makes a lot of trouble for him, it really makes his life hell, and the story follows him, I guess, trying to correct this mistake of making this life. Yeah, we all know Frankenstein's story, and it's an amazing one. I love this, like, I kind of knew I would anyway. But it was just, I think she's my favourite female author because her writing is just so, like, pretty, but it's so easy to follow despite the fact that she's using so many, like, words that I've never even heard of and that, like, you know, are words from her time, but it was really easy to follow and it was such a great story, and I actually cried in this story. It's really sad, it's also really funny at times, or, you know, it makes you smile, happy. But yeah, really great. I'm so glad that I read this and I can't wait to get like a really nice copy of this book for my book collection. This is probably the funniest book I've read from Terry Pratchett. I mean, I was like literally laughing out loud, absolutely just, it's hilarious, and I really love this story as well. I keep playing with this thing. But yeah, I think this is probably my second favourite Terry Pratchett book, maybe joint second with Morgue. Yeah, I really recommend this, especially this copy. It's such a pretty one. It's from that, you know, those collections I've been doing of Terry Pratchett. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars for Reaper Man. Then I read The Scarlet Pimpernel by Baroness Orczy, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Scarlet Pimpernel is set during the French Revolution. I don't believe it ever happened, but I wish it did. The Scarlet Pimpernel is a mysterious character who has been saving French aristocrats from the guillotine in the French Revolution. If you know about that sort of historical time, aristocrats used to be executed because, you know, they were not nice to the poor. So the Scarlet Pimpernel is this English gentleman who goes to France and rescues these people, and this story is the story of him and about how the French are trying to capture him to stop him from doing this. So I thought that this was incredible. I got into the Scarlet Pimpernel because I saw the film with Anthony Andrews in, and I really love the French Revolution as well. So I picked this up, and it's a really nice copy as well. Well, there's nothing on the back, but so yeah, I really like this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars again. I thought the Scarlet Pimpernel in it. I won't tell you who he is for the sake of you might wanting to read this, but I thought he was brilliant in it. I thought all the characters were really cool in it. And I definitely want to read more by this author to do with the Scarlet Pimpernel. So, really good. So the next book I haven't technically finished yet, but I'm going to include it anyway because it's a long one. and that is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. So I've got about like 300 pages left, but you know, it's like 1,000 pages book, so I'm gonna hopefully finish it soon. This follows the story of Kvothe, who is, he has this humongous reputation. Some of it's true, some of it's false, and he's trying to rectify that. And so it starts off with The Name of the Wind, which is the first book, and this is the second one, which is moving on about him telling his life story to this chronicler who is putting the story down on paper for everyone to know the truth. So I really am enjoying it so far. The characters are just as good as in the first one, if not, you know, better. And the new characters are also amazing in it. You know, I really love Puppet, and I really love, what's his name? Teppy, I think. He's really cool in it as well, because I'm kind of like, he's in the story at the moment that I'm in. So yeah, I really recommend this series if you like fantasy. I think it's one of the best ones that I've read so far. And it might be the favourite book of my wrap-up. So moving on now to what I'm going to be reading in September, or hopefully. And the first one is going to be Crow Country by Mark Cocker, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. So this is a book about a man who is following a sort of group of not just crows, like, you know, like jackdaws and things, and he's sort of like, what's the word? He is recording them, that's the word. And this just follows his recordings of them, and how nice is this book? I mean, it's so gorgeous. The next book I'll be reading in September is another Terry Pratchett book featuring the character of Death. So this is soul music. I don't know what it's about, and I'm not going to read what it's about because I like Terry Pratchett books to be a little bit, you know, like, I don't know what's going to happen. So, but this is again Death, the Cards of the Grim Reaper, and I'm really excited to read it, and I love this book. It is so smooth and new looking, and it smells good. It's just that kind of book. I love it. I can't wait to read it. I am out of breath from talking too much. The next book is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I don't know what it's about again. I don't really like knowing what my books are going to be about. I just like jumping in there. So, as you saw, I read Stardust. I didn't really like it all that much, but I heard that this one is exceptionally good, so hopefully I can really enjoy a Neil Gaiman book and become a fan of him. So yeah, really excited to read this one. The last of my September TBR is Edgar Allan Poe, The Murders in the Rue Morgue and Other Tales. So I like to sort of slip in a few classical books and literature in with my TBRs. You know, I had like Frankenstein, Scarlet, Pimpernel and stuff. And I think it's time to start getting into the autumny, October, Halloween mood, and so I thought Edgar Allan Poe would be good for that. So that is everything for this video. I really hope you liked it, and I'd really love to know what books you're going to be reading in September. Are you going to start getting like your Halloween-y sort of books in right now? Because I'm definitely, as soon as autumn hits, I'm going in with those, like, you know, Dracula and Halloween books, like full on. So yeah, I'm excited for my September reads that I've picked, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to be reading. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.